Did you know that today is a national holiday? Hey guys, I'm Sam, and this is my first video with actual talking. I may or may not turn this into a series where I talk about different topics over my speed paints, but I do hope that some narration will improve the videos I put out. Anyway, today I have a speed paint of a tribute piece that I did for the first anniversary of the Gorillaz album, The Now Now. The idea I had in my head was basically 2D in this moody pink and blue setting, surrounded by items that each represent a song from the album. I'll let you guess which items represent which songs, but some of them might be tricky since some songs were hard to represent. So the reason I dropped everything to spend a week and a half on this painting is because The Now Now is really a special album to me. I never thought I could love an album this much, honestly. Last year, this album was my first exposure to Gorillaz, and ever since then, I've fallen in love with everything about the band. I really formed an emotional attachment to the Now Now while listening to it during my trip to Mexico last summer. It was also very inspirational art-wise. This album personally took me by the hand and told me that my favorite colors are pink and blue from now on. So now that I've given sort of a background for you guys, I'll spend the rest of the video commenting on each song off of the Now Now in order. Nothing super analytical, just commentary on what I like about the song, and how it might tie into Gorillaz lore, and just other miscellaneous thoughts. Now, let's start with Humility. Humility is just summer you can hear. When I first saw the music video for it, I was blown away. I immediately hunted down every last bit of Gorillaz lore after that. I have a lot of positive associations with this song since it opened up a whole new source of inspiration for me. At the same time, it already kind of makes me feel nostalgic for all the hype that was going on last year, so the song is actually kind of bittersweet. I guess it makes sense since the entire album is bittersweet. It really evokes a feeling of trying to be happy and enjoy yourself because it's summer and you're supposed to be having fun, but on the inside, you are dying. Side note, I had been wanting those Humility booty shorts that were sold at concerts and on the Gorillaz website, but I didn't feel like spending $35, so I got them at Kohl's for like $14. Not sponsored by Kohl's, just FYI if you want to feel like a 40-year-old twink skater on a budget. Next is Trance. Oh boy, where do I start with Trance? I looped it so much for so long that it's still my top track on Spotify, even though I've toned down on the looping. It also influenced my artistic aesthetic, much like the Now Now did as a whole. I'm really glad I got to experience when the music video was first coming out. I remember I woke up early and rushed over to watch it on YouTube on the TV because it was a special occasion that no phone or computer screen could contain. And something happened before the music video came out that I think was what started my obsession with this song. When the album came out and everyone had listened to Trance, a lot of people I followed online started speculating about him, you know, Satan from the Powerpuff Girls, possibly being a villain in Phase 5. The connection was there because him uses a lot of hypnotism in the actual cartoon, and trance is literally just the word trance but with a Z. So the hypnotic aspect was what made people start speculating, I think. They were like, oh, what if he's possessing 2D and that's why his eyes are all swirly in this one concert visual for trance? Another piece of evidence people were using for their theories was this Gorillaz slogan, "Save us from him." I guess the logic was, well, if Ace can be in Gorillaz, why can't another character from the Powerpuff Girls also be in Gorillaz? It's a bit difficult to explain, but I hope you get the gist. I actually ended up making a ton of art inspired by trance and these ongoing theories. The first one I made was of him and Murdoch doing, I don't know what. I'm not that proud of that piece. The second one was made after the music video came out, and I really experimented with color here, and I still think it looks great. Also, Jamie noticed it! And finally, I spent last winter break making this whole entire comic about all that him and Gorillaz speculation, you know, as you do. So, if you want to take a closer look, I can link the comic pages in the description. Okay, enough about trance. Let's move on to Hollywood. I love this song. It's really funky, and Snoop's rap is honestly perfect. I always have to lip sync to it whenever I hear it. Also, 2D really had a point when he said jealousy is gunfire. It really do make you kill the vibe. Kansas. Kansas has a great bass line. It's a real change in mood from Hollywood. I have to be in the right mood to listen to it cause it makes such a big shift into sadness, but I do like the part where 2D says that he wants to photosynthesize again. Like, me too, dude. Sorcerers. Sorcerers picks up a little bit from the downer that is Kansas. I think it's really chill. I mentioned I listened to a lot of the Now Now songs while in Mexico, and this one really brings me back to laying in a hammock on the hotel balcony, almost falling asleep while waiting to use the shower after being in the ocean all day. Idaho. This song is less chill and more placid. There's a difference, okay? Chill is the embodiment of a cool guy with shades, but placid is napping in an open field with a light breeze. And also the field is in Idaho. I think Idaho has to be my least favorite song on the album, but I don't dislike it. It's just a little slow for me sometimes. What's interesting about it is how it's placid, but also a little ominous at the same time. I don't know how. Maybe it's that one line about the bullet or the noose. It's a weird vibe when you hear it sung so pleasantly. Lake Zurich. I didn't have any strong feelings towards this song at first, but now it's a huge jam. One thing though is that it kind of reminds me of the promotional videos for Demon Days Fest, which reminds me of how it was in my state and I couldn't go, and I was really sad, but oh well. Magic City. Magic City feels nostalgic, not in a personal way, but just in the way the song is structured. I feel like this is a song that ties into 2D's feelings in the actual backstory of Phase 5. Of course, that's just my interpretation, but some of the lyrics sound like 2D is looking back on his egotistical behavior. Other parts sound like he's looking back on how he rose to stardom in the first place, at the hands of Murdoch. File Magic City under songs to listen to as you teeter on an existential crisis during your evening walk. Fireflies. I think that these last 3 songs are where the mood of the album gets really heavy. I cried like a little baby when I heard Fireflies for the first time. I think the bass on this song really sells it because it makes me feel like I am physically getting my heart ripped out straight from my chest. This is another song that I feel ties in with how 2D feels about Murdoch. And ever since I watched this one analysis video on the Now Now, I can't get this one detail out of my mind. This video speculated that the lyrics about following fireflies symbolize a person fixating on the good points in an overall unhealthy relationship in an effort to justify why they would still want to be with said person. Honestly, that made the whole song 10 times sadder for me. 1%. I feel like 1% serves as a buffer before you get into the soul-crushing pain that is Sukai. I'm glad that this song is between Fireflies and Sukai, because I don't think I could have handled that double kick in the gut. This song is peaceful and atmospheric and lulls you into a false sense of security before 2D himself pulls the rug out from under you with Sukai. I disliked this song at first because it's even slower than Idaho, but eventually I warmed up to it and now I feel like it's a very special song. And finally, Sukai. First of all, I'm pretty sure this is how Damon said the title of the song is pronounced, so I'm just gonna go with it even though I always pronounced it Sokai. I always have to skip this song unless I'm in the mood to get choked up or cry. I mean, this is the culmination of all the deep sadness and longing on the album, and it really shows. It has such a good build-up into this crescendo of feelings, and it finishes off with this gentle xylophone melody that comes in towards the end of the song. It really feels like you're looking up at a starry sky while your heart aches beyond words. And I think the fact that the concert visuals for this song were centered on Murdoch really just cements the whole codependency thing between him and 2D. I mean, I don't think they put up visuals of Murdoch for no reason. I'd go into their relationship more, but now is not the time to break out a conversation about Gorillaz lore. So I think that does it for my thoughts on the Now Now. I had fun recording this, and the painting was also a nice challenge. I recommend giving the album a listen today because after all, it is its first birthday. Hope you enjoyed the video, and next video will focus on something besides Gorillaz, I promise. If you have an idea for what I could draw or talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments below. So, hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you guys later.
pictures while I'm calling you. I'm alone between the left hand. Set myself and get back on track. I don't want this isolation. See the statement now. Calling the heart. Shoot it true. I need you in the pictures while I'm